I think we're just going to go ahead and get started. Thanks again for tuning in and giving a poop about your poop. Because if you haven't been told yet, your poop is basically an invoice from your insides. It doesn't tell us everything, but it tells us a lot. We're not going to go too deep into the poop, but we are going to talk about where the poop comes from, and that's your gut microbiome. So, for those that don't know me, I am Courtney Anderson, and I'm really happy that you are here to learn about these buzzwords, gut health. I didn't quite grasp it all until I experienced it, but a friend of mine asked me to do this program with her and be her accountability buddy on a plan called the 30 Days to Healthy Living. And at first, I was a bit put off because my ego told me that I was healthy-ish. So I was a little perturbed at first, but I wanted to do my friend a favor. So then I later found out that my body was trying to tell me something different. My anxiety was ultra high. My acne was present until age 35. I'm 37 now. My IBS with bloating and constipation was annoying, to say the least, along with acid reflux, postnasal drip, sweet teeth, not just one, I had so many. And many were all trying to tell me that something was off, but I only heard it after it was controlled. So I'm gonna share my screen and go through just a few simple slides to kind of dive into what the heck gut health is. Okay, so welcome to Gut Health 101. Just to clarify, I am not a physician. I am not sharing any medical advice. I'm sharing my experience, my discoveries, and my science-based research and experience discoveries through the 30 Days to Healthy Living plan. So the gut. No, not a beer gut. Take away the beer and you get the origin, which is the gut, which is also called the digestive organs or the GI tract or gastrointestinal tract. The gut microbiome has lots of names, but they all mean the same thing. Micro means microscopic. Biome means environment. All the organs between your mouth and your bum make up the gut microbiome. So imagine that you are Earth. You have tiny beings living all over you and inside of you. Just like the Earth has air, water, soil, plants, animals, and humans, all together, they make up the Earth's ecosystem. Human bodies are an ecosystem of bacteria, viruses, fungi, parasites, and some other microbes. I don't want to get too nerdy on you. But every being in the ecosystem matters. We've heard about endangered animal species for decades. So the loss of any species, whether it be human animal, non-human animal, or plant, is the result of an imbalance. So you know this in terms of an injury. Say you injure your ankle and you avoid using it. You start overusing other parts of your body, and all of a sudden you end up with like a strained hip or a torqued knee. And that's the result of compensation. The remaining systems have to step up, they have to compensate, which leads to a domino effect that begins to weaken the entire ecosystem. So your true ecosystem, your entire body, you as a planet, there are about 100 trillion microbes living in and on your body. And the majority live in your gut organs. The gut organs are responsible for digestion, which makes sense, but also some hidden connections your immunity, metabolism, hormones, your cognition or mentality, and turning your genes on, which is called gene expression. So there's a lot of genetic tests out there that can identify if you have like the Alzheimer's gene or the breast cancer genes. But if you have the gene and it never gets turned on or expressed, you don't get it. So your genes do not always determine your future. They are a possibility. Genes can also be turned off. So what turns on these genes? Inflammation. Inflammation is like an endangered species. It's the result of an imbalance in the ecosystem. Applying the idea of extinction and imbalance to the gut directly affects digestion, metabolism, hormones, cognition, your genes. So can you begin to imagine how that would throw off all your other systems? So let's take a step back. Where do the gut microbes come from? The first microbes you're exposed to are your mom's through her birth canal, then skin to skin, then breastfeeding. That's where your gut microbiome starts and sets the ecosystem for the rest of the way of your growth and development. Let's say you were born by C-section. Science shows that you are more prone to allergies and asthma. Does this mean that everyone that has asthma and allergies was born by C-section? No, it doesn't. It also doesn't mean that you'll get allergies and asthma if you're born by C-section. It means that you're susceptible to that. And what influences the growing microbiome is food, your environment, surroundings like air, water, chemicals, good and bad chemicals, pesticides, medications, and stress. Think of your gut microbiome as a factory. And all the little gut microbes, all little gut bugs, have their responsibilities. If you replace an engineer with another engineer, the output might vary a little bit, but everyone will adapt. But if you replaced an engineer with a salesperson, the output would most likely look very different and take a toll on the rest of the team. So as far as teams go, there's a competition going on inside of you every moment of every day. The current state of your gut microbiome is more than likely like the standard American gut, and it's kind of a losing battle. The overgrown bad gut bugs are pissed. They want their food. So they are literally pooping out toxins to make you feel kind of off or sluggish or tired or fatigued. So you reach for the comfort food. And that makes them so happy. They tell your brain, yes, eat more of that. More. And this maintains that vicious cycle leading to inflammation and imbalances and eventually disease. So we choose to side with the bad gut bugs by feeding them what they love and what we think we love. But those bad gut bugs, man, I'm telling you, they know exactly how to use us as their puppets for their benefit. So added sugars, bleached white wheat, which is essentially sugar, trans fats and anything fried, fake sugars, fake colors, fake flavors, ultra processed foods, smoked meats, high amounts of animal protein, corn syrup, you're hearing me. So it's not you making the choice to only eat pizza, rolls, and chicken nuggets and Coke. It's them. So does that make you feel a little more relieved? Okay. But you can take back the control and change sides from the bad to the good gut bug team with exactly
Is Jake just
grow
They're downstairs. Okay.
and dominate. I'm gonna see if I could
We're going to the room.
turn
Go
everyone
downstairs. Justin, there's more on the counter if you want, Jade.
mute.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. That's good. We good. Oops. Just kidding. I didn't mean to ask you to unmute, Kelly. Okay. So moving on to feeding the good gut bugs, right? So we want them to overgrow. We want them to dominate. The exact nutrients that the good gut bugs need are number 1, fiber. Number 2, phytonutrients. These are natural chemicals only found in plant foods. And they come from the earth. There's our human ecosystem and earth ecosystem connection. So these foods grow the good gut bug team and starve the bad gut bug team. But we'll never get rid of all of them, and we shouldn't. Everyone plays a part in the ecosystem, but the balance is what we want to achieve. That's why antibiotics were created, to kill bad bugs, but unfortunately they kill a lot of the good ones too. So if we want to side with the good gut bugs, we have to feed them the only things that they can use for energy, and that's fiber and phytonutrients, which is the only way that they release what we need. So our good gut bugs literally release vitamins, digestive enzymes, anti-inflammatories, natural, metabolites, which are what your metabolism needs to work, hormones, which we all need to. Hormones talk to each other. They're like the email system inside your body, and allow all the systems to work together. So don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that a plant-based or a vegan diet is a better choice. I'm saying that the only foods that allow our good gut bugs to release the magic that we need to have healthy digestion, healthy immunity, healthy metabolism, healthy hormones, healthy mentality, and gene regulation is to eat more plant-based earth foods. So for me, just thinking about buying, chopping, and prepping, and making, and cooking all the food is, personally, I don't have the passion to make food, but like most people, I didn't have the time. And that's why I love Arbonne and their science so much, because their layout, called the 30 Days to Healthy Living, is training wheels in a few ways. The first way, it's set up to have 1 to 2 plant-based smoothies per day. Saves a lot of time. The protein powder is made up of peas, brown rice, and cranberries. So that's lots of fiber, lots of phytonutrients.
Hello.
And it has all of the essential amino acids and 20 other vitamins and nutrients. Okay, let me see.
The shot being down and then
let's do a mute. Let's mute everybody if you haven't. I'm just gonna go through real quick. Okay, everyone's good. Okay, thanks. Oops, just kidding. Okay, so then it's not just the protein powder that's in the smoothie, it's also more fiber, more phytonutrients. So you add a fruit, you add a veggie. Lots of people start with spinach, it's easiest to start with, and a healthy fat. So this is the balance. It keeps you full for hours. And this jump starts growing the good gut bugs in a way that's very soothing to the very inflamed gut microbiome, which is inflamed from food choices and stress. Stress literally turns good gut bugs into bad ones. It's just how it works. So that is the brain-gut connection that a lot of people talk about, and I can go into more detail about that. But moving on, while the gut is de-stressing, and the good gut bugs are multiplying, the focus is putting together a simple meal based on the meal map. So reviewing, oops, just kidding, sorry again. Vegetables, half of your plate. And so every consultant that is within the Arbonne brand does things a little bit differently, but for the most part, I've actually advanced my knowledge and got certified with a nutrition coaching program because I wanted to learn more about how I can differentiate and modify any of this for any different body, because everyone is different. Everyone has different goals. Everyone has a different microbiome. It's our microbiome and yours will never be the same. It's like a fingerprint. It's very specific to you. So vegetables, I mean, the more leafy green, the better, but all vegetables are good to go. Lean proteins, a fourth of your plate. So choose options like plant-based proteins, beans and lentils are just an idea. And then lean proteins from the animal version if you choose. So again, thinking minimal chemicals, organic, wild caught, grass-fed, all of those types of no hormones, no added filler kind of certifications. Then nutrient-rich carbs, an eighth of your plate. Some ideas to start with: brown rice, quinoa, sweet potatoes, simple. And then healthy fats, which is another eighth of your plate. Different ideas: olives, olive oil, avocado, nut butters, coconut, things like that. Again, keeping it simple. And the way that the gut works is to kind of treat it like a muscle. You start with simple, basic plant foods, get the routine going, and then you start to turn up the fiber. Start introducing different variety, diversity into the different types of foods that you're eating. And then start rotating. You don't want to keep it the same, because it could literally be the difference between black beans and kidney beans, where these gut microbes are like about to be extinct. So you want to create diversity to feed all the different ones to get the nutrients from them. Okay, so why Arbonne? Why did I partner with this community that improved my gut, improved my mind, my skin, my community, my environment? So Arbonne is a health and wellness company with over 4 decades of history. The brand follows a really strict ingredient policy with clean nutrition, skincare, body care, hair care, makeup products. So they started out in 1980 as a skincare company. And through science, they found that the health of your skin is reflected by the health of your gut. So 12 years ago, the 30 Days to Healthy Living was born for that reason. Then, the brand's product philosophy embraces the connection between a healthier mind, stronger body, and more beautiful skin. And then there's an awesome home office team who handles like all the marketing, customer service and deliveries, and my personal website. So I don't have to worry about any of that. So one of the most important parts of this brand is their love for the earth. Arbonne is a certified B Corporation. As a B Corp company, Arbonne is held to higher standards across different measures of accountability, including environmental impact, customer welfare, and social impact. And we partnered with TerraCycle, which is an amazing organization that recycles all the hard to recycle pieces and turns them into jungle gyms and park benches. So this brand has connected the importance of the ecosystem of our earth along with the ecosystem of our bodies, because our microbiome comes from the earth. It comes from the soil where our plant foods grow. We are so tightly connected, but unfortunately live so disconnected. So I highly encourage you to think about the brands you're supporting. Do they care about you as a human? Do they care about the earth that we share? I thank you so much for coming tonight. I knew I wasn't going to hit the full hour. I wanted to allow for questions to be asked. So if everyone wants to turn on their microphone and hit me. I don't know everything. I know what I've experienced and what I found in research. But let me tell you, I love getting hit with questions so that I can learn more. So hit me. Hit me, everybody. And then it's going to go silent. Which is fine. Nobody has to. But I do appreciate everyone coming in, tuning in, having interest, and absolutely reach out to me for more questions because, like I said, we all have guts. Not the beer gut kind. Some people do. But that's inflammation. Inflammation can be reversed. It's a matter of the effort you put in. And I'd love to be your accountability.
Can you explain the 30-day program to me again?
Yes. Okay. So it starts with the way it's designed is to eliminate or reduce inflammatory foods for 30 days. Some people I modify depending on their hesitations. But the idea is to remove alcohol, coffee, which is like killer for most people. I just saw 5 people leave the room.
Can we choose one, alcohol or coffee?
That's a problem.
Surprisingly, coffee is more of a love than alcohol, which I think that makes sense. We're all hardworking individuals. But let me just tell you that coffee, I was drinking at least 3 cups a day. It's basically very dehydrating. If it's not organic, which most people don't drink organic, it's highly treated with pesticides and weed killers and chemicals. And pesticides are designed to kill microbes in the soil around the crops. It also does the same thing in our gut microbiome. So if you're going to continue drinking coffee, consider reducing and really highly consider going organic. So alcohol, coffee, dairy. There's dairy alternatives that I recommend, and I've tested all of them, so I know the good ones. Wheat and gluten, and I can talk more about the whole gluten thing, but most likely it's not inflammatory to you, but again, it's highly treated with pesticides, weed killers, and chemicals and fillers. Caffeine and soy. So soy is another controversial type of food. Soy is like the other 2, highly treated with chemicals. So soy, like anything, wheat can be allergenic, soy can be allergenic. I mean, people are allergic to kiwi. Like, you can have allergies to anything. Again, allergies are a lot of the time rooted from an inflamed, imbalanced gut. Not to say if you reduce inflammation in your gut, you would reverse all of your allergies, but you would most likely reduce your symptoms from your allergies. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay, so reducing inflammatory foods for a period of time, 30 days or longer, depending on your goals. And then using the training wheel system, 2 plant-based smoothies that are balanced with fruit, veggie, and healthy fats per day. And then that meal map. So you focus, all you have to do is focus on creating 1 meal per day. So using the meal map, we can make it super basic, or there's like gourmet recipes, which lots of people utilize. I like the simple ones. And so with the 30 days, you have me connecting with you every day. You have a private Facebook group where we share all different types of recipes. I provide shopping lists. I provide recipes. And there's a few other products that are recommended for reduction of inflammation in your gut. So there's a Super Greens powder, Super Greens food powder. There's a there's like probiotic, prebiotic, digestive enzyme multi-packet. So that helps along with reducing the inflammation. Then there's an herbal tea. So herbs have amazing track record for centuries. They reduce inflammation. They balance out irregularities in the hormones connecting to the different systems. It's phenomenal. So the blend that Arbonne's created is specific to help the liver and the kidneys function, because the liver and the kidneys are two of the top ways to detox, eliminate with urine and feces. And then the other two ways that we detox naturally in our body is sweating and breathing. So what's cool about the Arbonne system is that everything is added to water, because most people are not drinking enough water. So this is an easy way to make water more delicious and nutritious and allow for anti-inflammation to take place. There's a couple other products that are the Fizz, which a lot of you, I probably have given you a packet here or there, but the Fizz is, yeah, there. So that is our caffeine replacer. The cool thing about Fizz is that it has caffeine from green tea and guarana, so it's not acidic. It promotes reduction of inflammation. It gives you the caffeine that you're looking for, so you don't lose your mind. I was very surprised, and I didn't quite believe that they would work, and they don't for everybody. You know, some people are drinking 2 pots of coffee a day. Is 55 milligrams caffeine gonna save you? We would work on weaning. We would wean you, which I've done with a few people. So Fizz also has chromium, which helps with sugar cravings. It has riboflavin. It's got electrolytes, B vitamins. B vitamins are what we basically purge through when we are anxious, stressed, or excited. It's usually the first two. So it's a great drink throughout the day. Tastes delicious. Then we've got the daily cleanse, which sounds super scary. It's not, let me tell you. Imagine it as a hug for your intestines. So it's got aloe as one of the top ingredients. Aloe, as you may know, is so soothing. So drinking that every 4 to 5 days, along with the rest of your routine, 1 to 2 shakes, depending on your goals and your whole food real meal. Snacks, as far as snacks go, the idea with snacking is that we are not really allowing our metabolism to rest and then digest. We're keeping it kind of revving, and we're already stressed out. So put all of that together and you're looking at imbalance. So the idea of snacking is that we base that, if you're hungry for snacks, we base that on adding more into your smoothies or your whole food meal. And you can do your whole food meal for your breakfast, your lunch, your dinner. It doesn't matter where you have it. So for me, a lot of the time I would do my whole food meal for my lunch and then come home later from work and just do a smoothie. The protein can be made into pancakes. It can be made into waffles, protein bars. Like, you can totally make it into something that you can chew. Lots of options there, lots of recipes, and then having your fruits and veggies and your healthy fat on the side of that.
Do you have meat in your meal that you make?
I do not, but everyone else.
I know you don't.
True. So yes, my love for animals was not because of gut health. My love for animals and earth came before. So I was the type of, so I've been vegan for almost 5 years, and I was actually like closet Oreo cookies and Takis kind of vegan. So
like double stuff kind.
oh, yeah. Dipped in almond milk, of course. But so it just like this program made me realize how my healthy-ish was just, you know, what I was telling myself, which again, there's no shame in that. I still have Oreos, let me tell you. I talk a lot about emotional eating when I'm coaching people. And I just want to tell you all how human I actually am. I ate like an entire bag. I wish I had it. I would show you, but an entire bag of very healthy, like brown rice and cauliflower, like air puff chip things. Very healthy. There was 4 servings in one bag, but I was feeling very emotional. And I coach everybody to like acknowledge our emotions. Eating is emotional. We're emotional beings. We have to eat. So the two are going to coexist. But what your emotional eating could be is you could identify it. You can like actually detach from it a little bit, give it some acknowledgement, and then make the choice, like be deliberate. You know what? I am gonna eat this whole bag because I ate really clean today. So here we go. Like I'm gonna enjoy. And just have like intentional eating choices and mindful eating choices. So I would say that the program as a whole is definitely an anti-inflammatory plan, but it's also an intuitive eating plan. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Any other questions?
All right, so I have the detox herbal tea.
Yes.
Okay. Can you have too much of it?
So
Is it
It's
or is it like one a day?
so like anything, okay? So the whole like eat in moderation, that is a thing. We can have too much of anything. If you eat 8 pounds of spinach, you could go into a toxic shock. So as far as like herbal teas go, up to 4 is like the recommended max.
Mhm.
Again, they are to help us regulate, but then they can create an imbalance. But most people that I know, they don't, you know, drink more than 4 cups of tea a day. And I've become a tea drinker. I never was before. Oh my gosh. But I use the tea bag twice before I like get a new one. So it's another way to still heat it up, have some water, have some tea. And there's lots of cool herbal types of teas that have a coffee flavor to them
Mhm.
that I've tried out and like and recommend too. So
Right,
there's always
I-
options.
You know, I'm a big coffee. I was drinking a pot of coffee a day, and I've reduced it to 2 cups a day now.
Look at you.
I know, and drinking more water, but I'm
Right
just
on.
eliminating the coffee altogether might be beneficial. So I'm just looking for my options.
Yes. And so that brings up a point that I'd like to make. So after the 30 days, the idea is to start reintroducing the inflammatory foods, depending again on your goals. Like for me, I always recommend from all of my latest research, especially definitely incorporating wheat and gluten again, because for those that don't have inflammation as a result of wheat and gluten, it's tied to increasing coronary artery disease. So there's a lot of nutrients in wheat and gluten if it's organic, again, not all those yucky pesticides, that does a lot for our bodies. So what, like at the end of all of it, testing coffee. So basically pick each food group, test it for 1 to 3 days, see how your body responds. Your body's going to tell you something. It's going to be either digestive, a headache, acne, like a breakout, pain in joints. Like your body's going to tell you something. Because you've grown your intuition to your body over 30 days, it's going to be clear. And I also want to say that if like let's say you do have like whole wheat bread, you know, day 31, you're testing out wheat and you end up feeling like you have a hangover the next day. It's clear, okay? But that doesn't mean that you can't have it forever. That just means that your gut organs aren't strong enough yet. Your good gut bugs aren't at the higher level yet to break all that down and make you feel balanced. Does that make sense? Yes.
Courtney. I saw it on your bar up there on your computer that you Google searched Life Boost coffee.
Yeah, I know. You told me about it.
And did you read anything? Did you read it yet?
I didn't like dig in, but I did like how clean it was for sure.
Yeah. And it's low acid, which is good.
That is good. Yes. So like for me, when I tested coffee at the end of, I ended up doing 60 days. So I tested coffee, like my anxiety.
Overachiever.
I know, right? So classic. Not really. When it comes to my health, now I am, but yeah, I really had anxiety that was noticeable. Like it was just a heightened awareness of like my, if anyone has anxiety, you just have these thoughts of just like a revolving door in your head and they just won't go away and your heart's palpitating and you're just like feeling uneasy. I had that. And that was specific to me. Not everyone feels that way. Some people are like, oh yeah, I feel great, no problem. I'm going organic. Thanks, peace. That's great. Anyone else? All right. Well, 7:40. Thanks again. I'm really touched that you all wanted to invest in your evening with me. So thank you so much for using me as a resource. I'm really happy to share anything else that I've experienced or that I can find based on evidence from science. Okay, everyone. Enjoy your evening.
Thank you, Courtney.
You're
Hi, Courtney.
You're welcome. So good to see you all.
Thank you, Courtney.
Yes, you're welcome.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, everybody.
Courtney, it's cousin Kimmy.
Kimmy, hi. You
How
want
are
to chat? I'm so good. How are you?
Good. Hey,
I'm
did you?
gonna,
I see you're recording it, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and stop the recording.
Okay.
Hi, Kim.
Hi, Lori. I saw you when I saw Tommy's head behind you.